Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. We're back here on some Marvel Spider-Man 2. If you guys are really liking the content, please be sure to drop a like on it, but also don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that bell notification. But without further ado, let's get into it. A little over a month ago, I made a video where I talked about the biggest what if of Marvel Spider-Man 2. Basically, when more and more people started to discover that Venom was going to be in this game, so many people kept asking the question of whether or not we were going to get to play as Venom in this game. For those who are not aware, back in the day, we had this game called Ultimate Spider-Man that released back on the PlayStation 2, original Xbox, GameCube, and a few other platforms too. And on that game, if you managed to beat it entirely, not only did you get access to the symbiote suit, but you were also able to play as Venom too. You were able to play as Venom in free roam, and a lot of people have been wondering, will that apply to Marvel Spider-Man 2, given how much Insomniac has showed off of the anti-hero. And well, after playing the game, we ended up getting our answer, and yes, we do get to play as Venom, but not in the way that most of us had thought we would. I do want to give a heads up that if you have yet to play Marvel Spider-Man 2 and you don't want it to be spoiled for you in any way, shape, or form, I would strongly suggest you click off of the video so you can avoid any spoilers. But to anybody who has played it, let's get into detail. There is a mission later on in the story where once Peter removes the symbiote, you end up bringing it over to Oscorp so that way Dr. Connors can subdue it and possibly get rid of it. That is until you come face to face with Harry, who was getting sicker by the minute and needed the suit in order to survive for much longer. Unfortunately, Harry tried to get physical with Peter so much to where that he broke the container in which the symbiote was contained in. Therefore, he was able to get a hold of the symbiote and evolve into being Venom. And it was that mission where we finally got a chance to play as Venom and go on an entire rampage within Oscorp. Now, I will admit, you were limited as to how you could traverse around the area as Venom, but not only that, your arsenal was also pretty limited, which explains why they would only limit us to play as him in one specific mission. But from what we got to experience, I thought it was... But from what we got to experience, it was really good, and it gave us just a taste. It gave us a taste as to what we could expect if we were to get a spin-off title where we play as Venom himself. And it wasn't long until people started to figure out glitches on how you can roam around the city as Venom. But it wasn't long until Insomniac caught wind of the glitch and managed to release a patch to where you can no longer escape the boundaries of the mission where you do play as Venom. However, as I'm recording this video, I did notice that there is another way to play as Venom in free roam, but that it would also mean putting your console at risk, and it's something that I would not recommend that you do. But I mean, hey, at the same time, I'm not gonna stop y'all, so if you want to go check out that glitch, you're more than welcome to do so. I found out about the glitch from watching one of the Instagram reels that IGN posted, so if you guys want to go check that out, you can find it on there. I'm sure they probably still have the post up there for y'all to go and experience. Now, even though the mechanics for Venom were pretty limited, at the same time, I did appreciate just how much detail there was into being able to utilize and just experiment with Venom in his full raw nature. The combat was exactly what you would expect out of Venom. The traversal was also pretty good as well, even though you couldn't really physically jump like you can as Spider-Man. Like as Spider-Man, if you wanted to get up to a building, you would have to click L2 and then R2 in order to launch yourself onto a building. It's pretty much the same for Venom, albeit it's a much more, I guess, maniacal. But you get the idea. All in all, what we got to experience with Venom in that one mission was really cool, and it made us wonder, what if we end up getting a spin-off title regarding Venom? Now, the question still remained whether or not we were going to get the chance to play as Venom in free roam after beating the story, kind of like how it was after you beat Ultimate Spider-Man. The answer, no. While you were rewarded with the symbiote suit after completing the game, unfortunately you were not rewarded one step further by being able to play as Venom, which was a bummer because in Ultimate Spider-Man we were able to unlock both of those things and utilize them to our heart's content, but the fact that that wasn't the case in Marvel Spider-Man 2, it is a bummer, but at the same time we at least got the chance to play as Venom just so we could get an idea of how Insomniac would develop the character as far as his combat, his traversing skills, etc. So this is an article from IGN where they talked about Spider-Man 2 devs. They are not against a Venom spin-off if the fans want it. Speaking to Insider, senior narrative director John Paquette said the team isn't ready to think about the next game just yet, but will wait to see how fans react to the sequel first. Here he stated, "So here's what we're doing. We're focused on Spider-Man 2, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna wait to see how the fans react," Paquette said when asked about a potential spin-off starring Venom. So basically, depending on how the fans are receptive to Insomniac's depiction of Venom, we might end up getting a spin-off game related to the anti-hero. We might. For me personally, I would not have a problem with there being a spin-off game around Venom. I honestly would like to see that happen, because the people at Insomniac were able to nail their presentation of Venom in Marvel Spider-Man 2. Who's to say they can't make an entire video game around the anti-hero with how they presented him in Spider-Man 2? Here's where things get even better. This is an article that Gaming Bible put together where a convention was recently held with some of the cast members that took part in putting together Marvel Spider-Man 2, those people being Tony Todd, the man behind Venom, and Najee Jeter, the man behind Miles Morales. Tony Todd ended up revealing during his time at that convention that not only did he spill the beans on a potential suit that Miles Morales could have inherited in Spider-Man 2, but he also revealed that Insomniac used only roughly 10% of Venom's recorded dialogue. The panel, which was transcribed by one Twitter user, reported Todd sharing the news, which has led fans to believing the missing 90% of recordings will be used for a future project, which has led so many people thinking that the rest of the recordings that he put together with Insomniac could be used for a future project down the road. Now, whether it could be some form of DLC for Spider-Man 2 or a potential spin-off game around Venom remains to be seen. But the fact that we ended up getting this bit of information has had people speculating in all sorts of different ways. I think it's safe to say that a lot of us would like to see a spin-off title regarding the anti-hero, but only time will tell. I will provide links to those articles down in the description so you guys can go and check it out for yourselves. But yeah, the biggest what if of Marvel Spider-Man 2 was answered. We did get to play as Venom in Marvel Spider-Man 2, however, we didn't get to unlock him as a playable character after the story concluded. For me personally, it is a bummer because it would have been so cool to be able to roam around New York City as the anti-hero without having to do some form of glitch, or worst case scenario, bricking our PS5. But it is nice to see that Insomniac considered how fans would react to the anti-hero, so much to the point to where that they would allow us an opportunity to play as Venom. For the time being, a good portion of the Insomniac team are pretty much busy putting together DLC for Marvel Spider-Man 2, especially when you consider how much has been teased throughout the story. It's kind of hard to assume that there isn't going to be any form of DLC for this game. Not only that, but a different portion of the Insomniac team are currently working on developing Marvel's Wolverine, which is supposed to be releasing sometime next year. However, I won't be surprised if it ends up getting delayed. So for the time being, the men and women at Insomniac are busy putting together projects for not only Marvel Spider-Man 2, but also Marvel's Wolverine, at least from what I think. I could be horribly wrong, I would hope so, but that's pretty much where I'm getting at. However, putting together a story around him could be kind of difficult, but then again, these are very talented people, they are very creative who know what they're doing, so I'm sure they might cook something up, provided they actually do decide to make a project on Venom. But yeah, I just wanted to make that video because I was very curious about whether or not we were going to get the chance to play as Venom in Marvel Spider-Man 2. And while I will say that we did get to play as the anti-hero, at the same time it wasn't in a way where it wasn't in a way that a lot of people were hoping to, especially for those who have played Ultimate Spider-Man back in the day. But hey, who knows, we might end up getting a spin-off game regarding Venom in the future. Only time will tell. But I want to know from you guys, have you played Marvel Spider-Man 2? And if so, what were your thoughts on Insomniac's depiction of Venom? Did you like it, or were there some things about the character that you felt could have been explained a lot better, but also just been done better entirely? Let me know in the comments down below. I want to know what you guys have to say. But anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, you're more than welcome to hit that like button, and if you enjoy this type of content, you're more than welcome to hit that subscribe button and that bell notification so you could be notified of when I have uploaded my newest video. But until then, thank you all so much for watching. It's been your boy Discreet, and I'll catch you in the next video.